we have been relentlessly pursuing the fires, the lapses, the glaring indifference as far as Mumbai is concerned. And in the backdrop of the Mumbai high-rise fire that claimed 7 lives, the fire department has decided to ensure stricter and better implementation of fire safety regulations in the city. One of the most important ones being a conditional no objection certificate to buildings. All buildings which are more than 23 floors will not be given an NOC till they install a functional fire evacuation lift. The chief of Mumbai's fire department spoke exclusively to Mirror Now, giving these details.
There was a 2018 notification as well, which really talked about that the buildings which are above 70 meters and the new buildings that really do come up in the city of Mumbai, they have to actually, install the fire evacuation lift. And if that does not really take place, the Mumbai Fire Brigade won't grant NOCs. So is that true, sir?
Yes, it is true. Up to 2018 also, we are issuing the NOCs for the building which are coming up above 70. So those buildings are made compulsory to have fireman evacuation lift.
What will be the violation for those buildings who haven't really installed this after the 2018 period, sir?
In 2018 onward, we have proposed for the building. Now, any project which is coming up, it takes about 2 to 3 years.
Sure.
So building about 70 years, it will take still more time.
Sure.
So those buildings, these equipment, these fireman evacuation lift are proposed at the time of planning stage.
Okay.
So they are made compulsory at the time of planning stage. That means it will be coming and it will take time. So those buildings which are coming up, which are having height more than 70 meters, will be provided with such a kind of lift.
Okay, and sir, if the builder does not really have this on their plans, then sir, what is the next step?
No, they are made to show it on the plan, and whatever is proposed in the plan, it is verified while issuing the NOC for the occupation or fire safety measures. These are verified while issuing it. So at the time of issuing final occupation, it is verified whatever has been stipulated before planning, same has been implemented, and then only NOC for occupation is granted.
All right, for more on this, I'm joined by my colleague Disha on the broadcast, who's been tracking these developments very closely. Disha, what we have seen in the recent past is a very heartbreaking picture of India's financial capital. We've seen one fire tragedy after the other. Sometimes it's a high-rise building, sometimes it's a shopping complex. In Maharashtra, we've seen hospitals also catching fire, innocent people dying. But this time, the authorities are reinforcing that there will be no NOC if there is no fire evacuation lift. What details can you share with us? Has there been basically an introspection as far as these fire tragedies in the financial capital are concerned?
Well, Archana, to start off with, it was really a year, especially last year for the city of Mumbai, where we saw many fire incidents taking place. Either it is in, a commercial mall like Dreams Mall, or it is at a high-rise building or in a slum area. We have seen people losing lives. And always when such incidents do take place, there's a blame game. There are new rules that are always put on paper. Some of the existing rules are not even implemented properly. But at the end of the day, lives are lost. So now the Mumbai Fire Brigade team, what they are initiating is that the 2018's notification, which talks about having a fire evacuation lift, especially in taller buildings which are about 22 floors, no NOC will be granted to the builder if at all, if these new tall buildings do not have these fire evacuation lifts. Why it is important to talk about these lifts and why it is important to have this, especially in high-rise building. So whenever such fire incidents do take place, so for example, take the incident of Tardeo, where the fire caught up on the 19th or the 20th floor of the building. It took almost 10 minutes for the fire services to reach the spot. The rescue operation began. But if at all, if there would have been a fire evacuation lift, then the tenants would have immediately left their houses, took their lift and could have reached the ground floor. So inside that fire evacuation lift, there are all the safety related materials like fire blankets, first aid kits, sprinklers, so that the tenants' lives are saved and not lost. So the evacuation is faster, the rescue operation is faster, and even for the firemen to reach, the higher floor is always faster. So the lives are not lost. So that is why it is very important to have the fire evacuation lift. And now the rule which is there in existence since 2018, it will be more implemented strictly. It will be enforced strictly. And that is the reason now the Mumbai Fire Chief Officer has told us that from now on, during inspection, whenever the building plans are approved, the new building plans, they should have these plans in place. And if at all, if they do not see this being installed, then they won't grant the NOC to such builders.
All right. Thank you, Disha, for sharing those very important details on this very important development. With that, we've completely run out of time and it's time for a short break. Stay tuned to Mirror now.